Meanwhile, the zero-COVID protests in China started from Xinjiang, a predominantly Muslim province, a province that Beijing has turned into a police state, a province where it is undertaking a cultural and religious genocide. Yet, the same China has the audacity to preach to others on what's right and wrong. Let me explain this. Last week, the Chinese president went to Saudi Arabia, a visit aimed at strengthening China's ties with the kingdom. But Xi Jinping used this opportunity as a chance to swing himself into the politics of West Asia. How is that? Have a look at this headline. Chinese President Xi affirms support for Palestine's full UN membership. Yes, China, which is inflicting unimaginable cruelties on the Uyghurs, has backed Palestine's case for a United Nations membership. The development is ironic. What the Chinese president said, even more so. Speaking at the Riyadh Gulf Chinese Summit, he voiced frustration over the quote-unquote historical injustice suffered by the Palestinians. Let me quote his exact statement here. We firmly support the establishment of a fully sovereign Palestinian state on the 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital. It is not possible to continue the historical injustice suffered by the Palestinians. I repeat, it's not possible to continue the historical injustice suffered by the Palestinians. Now, I don't want to delve into the Israel-Palestine debate. It's a matter best left for the United Nations to solve. What I want to highlight here, though, is the Chinese president's hypocrisy. It is a bit rich that he speaks about Palestine as his regime cracks down on the Uyghurs at home. As you know, Uyghurs are Muslim minority groups that live in Xinjiang and northwestern China. Uyghurs are essentially Sunni Muslims of Turkic ethnicity. They have their own language, their own culture, and their own cuisine. They don't look Chinese, they don't want to feel Chinese, but they are forced to act Chinese. According to reports, a total of 10 million Muslims are set to live in Xinjiang. Almost 2 million are in jail, and those who are not are under watch. They have to deal with the world's most sophisticated surveillance system on a daily basis. There is police at every corner of the street, checkpoints every few kilometers, and cameras that scan everything from number plates to faces to body parts. China says it's doing all this to curb terror, and the world sees this as persecution. Look at this headline. The United Nations has called Xinjiang one of the worst cases of human rights violations since World War II. My point is, Xi Jinping's support for Palestine reeks of double standards of the highest order. It is nothing but an empty gesture, one that will only benefit China and not the Palestinians. You see, lending support to Palestine suits China's interests in West Asia. It contrasts Western support to Israel, giving Beijing a chance to integrate itself in the region and enhance its growing romance with the Arab countries. In recent years, China has significantly increased its economic, political and security footprint in West Asia, so much so that it has become the biggest trade partner and an external investor for many Arab nations. Now, China wants to take things a step further, especially after America's withdrawal from the region and its worsening ties with Arab nations. And this has created a vacuum of sorts, a vacuum that China wants to fill. How does it plan to do that? Well, besides making investments by having a say in their affairs. And this statement by Xi Jinping on Palestine only proves this. The question is, how will Israel perceive this? Has it responded to Xi Jinping's remarks? So far, it has not. But given the growing friction between the two countries of late, Israel's growing security concerns over Chinese tech, its growing wariness of Chinese investments in West Asia, it's only a matter of time before it issues an official response. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.